So guys, got a bit of a somber video here for you today. Actually, that's probably exactly what I said just about a year ago when we hatched a chocolate Hypo that was severely deformed. That snake, there was nothing we could do for it. We had to euthanize it just because its mouth was severely deformed. It wouldn't have been able to eat. Today I'm going to show you another baby that is deformed. This one a lot less than the chocolate ghost from last year. This one I actually have pretty high hopes that we could actually get it to eat, and thus will keep it alive and either keep it here or maybe sell it to somebody as just a pet. But I wanted to make this video because in this case, obviously it wasn't our goal to make a deformed animal, but we were shooting for a combination that sometimes does have deformities. Anyways, I'll get to that baby in a second. First I'm going to show you our pastel yellow belly clutch that we cut. The babies aren't out yet, but we could take a little preview at them. And this video is also going to be an update of the mochi clutch that hatched out about 2 weeks ago. They've shed, so I'm going to show you guys that. So this video won't be all bad news. We'll get to really just look at some baby snakes here. So we believe our pastel puma sired this clutch. So that means that we're looking to get a super pastel ivory or a super pastel puma. Now looking at the pastel stuff here, obviously there's no super, they're not bright enough to be super pastels. But as you can see here, let me just focus that. We got some kind of white snake here with a nice yellow line going down it. This could be a super pastel ivory, or a pastel ivory, or a super pastel puma. Kind of hard to tell with white snakes. You know, with basically like leucistic type animals. I mean, a pastel ivory, we actually have one here. So you could see that they're not completely leucistic. They could sometimes have that yellow line going down their back. So that's a pastel ivory. Actually, we got another one right over here from last year. And then we have another one here. It has a little bit more pattern, it seems, on the face. Again, we're not going to bother them too much because none of them are out of the egg yet. And then the others, they're at least pastels. They either would be yellow bellies or sparks, because the pastel puma we have is an act like super type animal, which is that it could not produce it cannot produce normals. All the babies that come from a pastel puma, well, I should just say puma because the pastel has nothing to do with it really, but all the babies that come from a puma either have to be sparks or yellow bellies. So these three here are either spark or yellow belly pastels. These two, not too sure yet. Gonna have to wait till they're out of the eggs. So now the next clutch is where we're gonna see that deformed animal. Thankfully, none of the others in the clutch seem to be deformed. We actually bred our black pastel ghost female to a black pastel butter male. So, if some of you don't know this already, usually with the super black pastel and super cinnamon, basically two patternless snakes, patternless black snakes usually, there are some issues with kinking. So you guys could see that we actually hit a super black pastel ghost. Now there may be butter in it, not too sure about that, but our idea behind this was we wanted to create a solid purple snake, and you could see the animal is pretty purple. Unfortunately, and usually these guys, even the kinking and the problems are usually with the mouth. They either have what they call duck bills or sometimes these clefts like you could see this one obviously has here, which is a shame. I actually haven't seen it flick its tongue yet, so that kind of makes me a bit nervous, but assuming that this snake could open its mouth, there's no reason we should have to euthanize it. Again, we'll either keep it for ourselves here to have a purple snake in the collection, or if somebody really wants it, maybe we'll think about letting it go. But obviously, you know, we would never breed an animal like this. Just feeling around it, like its neck, its back, it seems like the only kink is that one on its face, which is pretty good, all things considered. But again, we'll know more in a couple of days whether this animal will survive or not. It really sucks because it's a beautiful looking snake. The color on it obviously is amazing, but obviously, you know, in the wild, something like this would never thrive. So, sucks, but it's one of those things. Sometimes when you're breeding all these mutations together, there are certain combinations that are just completely lethal, other combinations where chances of kinking is a lot higher than with other snakes. But let's look at the other animals in the clutch. So you guys can see here, we have a regular ghost. In this egg here, this is a butter ghost. Another regular ghost here. And for our third year in a row, just move this here, we have made another beautiful black pastel butter ghost. This one is probably the best one we've ever produced, just because it has a really neat unbroken line going down the second half of its body. And this guy is just, he hatched out really big compared to the others in the clutch. I mean, look at his size compared to the super black pastel ghost. So at least you got this one really healthy baby. So it's not like the whole clutch had issues. It's just, like I said, the genetic combination, the super black pastel, this happens more often than you would think. So just giving you guys a heads up, if you do plan on doing black pastel to black pastel or cinnamon to cinnamon, this is something that you could end up with. Alright, so now we'll take a look at the babies from our recent clutch. Some good news. These guys all look fantastic, and they're probably going to feed this week. And yep, they definitely look like they're ready to eat. Haven't had their first meal yet, but you could see by the way that Pastel Mochi was eyeing my fingers, it's ready. It's ready to feed. Beautiful little snakes. We'll look at the other mochi. This is a mochi. So remember last video I had said that maybe we hit a super pastel mochi. Well, obviously, or sorry, I believe I said we hit a super enchi pastel Mojave. Obviously we didn't. This is just a regular pastel mochi. And you can see this one quite a bit darker, especially the head. This is just a regular mochi. Still beautiful nonetheless. Here's the pastel enchi. We actually have a lot of these right now if anybody's interested in them. We have males and females from last year. And this right here is your regular enchi. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see in the future, just let me know. Speaking of which, this is a black pastel ghost from last year. Black pastel butter ghost from last year that we have available right now. It's a male. And we also have the, well, somebody's due for cleaning. We also have a female and a male black pastel orange ghost. Again, these guys are super beautiful. If anybody's interested, just let us know. As usual, don't forget to like the Safari Reptiles Facebook page. And I'm going to finish off by showing you the sire of the clutch we just saw. This is our big black pastel Butter Ghost. Kind of cool to see 3 generations of these guys in one video. This guy from 2 years ago, this guy from last year, and of course this guy here from this year. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.